Hello and welcome to another episode of UltraBranded with Indhran. And in this episode, I've got a fantastic guest here. His name is Fabian Fidelis. Fabian Fidelis is from Proactive Training Sendirian Berhad, and he is the founder and managing director of this training company. But don't let me tell you about him. I'll let Fabian introduce himself. Hi, Fabian.
Yes.
Welcome to the
Hello,
show.
everybody. Hello. Thanks, Indhran, for having me on your show again. It's really great to be here with everyone today. I'm Fabian from Proactive Training from Berhad. So we are one of the leading training providers. We deal with lots of trainers. We provide a lot of programs for our clients, and we'll be of service to you. Yeah. Back to you.
Fantastic. Fabian, you are an icon on the Malaysian training scene. How did you build your brand to become such an influential person in this space?
Actually, it's not an easy journey, but it's something that we can actually build on step by step as we go along. The most important is the values that we bring.
Right.
Most of the time, we have lots of trainers that's in it for the money, but we feel that we should bring value and into the industry, provide things that the clients really require and something that they can actually work with and they can benefit from. And you'll be surprised that that actually builds the brand and the trust with yourself in the organizations and also in the community, as well as the industry as well. Yeah.
Fantastic. So you talk about these values. So what are the values that are near and dear to your heart as the founder of one of the most successful training agencies in Malaysia?
One of the key values that we think is in terms of really understanding the customer. Basically, it's not about what you can deliver to them, but it's how they can actually bring value for them. So it's like sometimes customers, they require a higher level training. The customer, they require lower level training. So you must know when to pitch the right training for the right type of customers. Because if you mispitch or you try to what we call push sell, then it won't work well. Because most of the time they will feel that not comfortable with you, and at the end of the day, you won't get the business as well. So it's about branding. Is also about the people relation that you have, and you can build a better people relation with the clients. They will come back to you again and again. That's what brand is all about.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I think branding, as you said correctly, right, is about them coming back because they trust that you will deliver consistently the value that is so important in their lives, right? Or in their work or in their jobs or whatever else.
Yeah. It has actually happened to us many times already. Like, for example, a client, she was a HR person of this particular company. And then she was dealing with us, and we built her not only just to be as a client, but also as a partner, to actually help her in various areas and so forth. And what happened was one day she left the organization, joined another organization, and lo and behold, she gave us a call and she's back again. And we become a client of another company as well. And, it continues on. And she has left again and recently just went to another company and she's called us back again. So it's about getting the person really, what I call, sort of like inclined with the brand and inclined with you guys. And they would, become raving fans and they will come back to you again and again. That's the whole idea about the success of any business.
So you actually got 3 clients from one person.
Correct. Yes, because we provided value instead of just pushing products. We really provided value and built the trust and built the rapport with her. And at the same time, it's also about the relationship. We actually made her into what we call a partner. So she felt that, hey, even if we left, I'm still a partner of this particular organization. I can just give them a call and I already have that. We don't need to go and start from the very beginning, building the trust, building the partnership.
Right.
Much easier for them.
So this brings me on to a very interesting question, which is how to become a partner, how to transition from a vendor, right? From that business relationship of you and me. You're sitting on the other side of the table, what can you do for us, this company, to, hey, how can we work together, and co-create value? How do you transition into that?
Right. First, it starts with the mindset, very important, because when you start a mindset with going after the money, then the money will be, you'll be basically chasing. You're chasing. We don't want to chase. We want to attract. We want to attract. So in order to attract, it's not about chasing something. It's about baiting them and trying to get them to actually come to us. Yeah. So we have to also ask ourselves the WIIFM question.
Right.
It's a special FM channel
Right.
What's in it for them? And
Correct.
if we can actually see what's in it for them, what's making them their life easier, what's
Mm,
helping them to, not to be too flustered out to try or too stressed in getting certain things, then if
mm,
we can actually provide that, then they will come in by their own. So without us even needing to push market, they actually what we call pull marketing. So they'll actually be coming in, giving us a call, giving us reference and so forth. So
right.
the key is to understand WIFM as
Mm-hmm.
well as to understand the value that you actually can provide with regards to building the relationship with them. Yeah, as well.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. So tell me about, talking about building brands and building relationships and delivering value. What has been your most favorite project that you've ever worked
Mm.
on to date?
One of the main projects that we run is with this organization called Malaysian Re. So
Okay.
Malaysian Re Insurance Berhad is the company that has all the Malaysian companies in the as their clients. So every
Right.
year we actually run a program called the ULIP program. So the ULIP
Okay.
program is picking one key leader or
Right.
upcoming leader from each of
Right.
the organizations, and then we bring them over for a 5-day program, and we drum them on a variety of leadership skills, including
Right.
problem solving, how to actually speak well, how to
Mm.
solve and have interpersonal relationships, even to the extent of imaging and even dining etiquette. So it's a really fun
Wow.
program that actually encompasses a whole aspect of what a leader should be. And
Right.
it's really a good opportunity for us to work with young leaders in the industry
Mm-hmm.
to actually bring them to a higher level and to bring the whole industry to a higher level as well. So it's
Right.
one of our favorite projects. We've been running it for many years already on an annual basis.
Right.
So because it is something that gives value not
Mm-hmm.
only to the insurance industries but also to Malaysian Re,
Right.
they have been calling us back regularly as well for this program.
Fantastic. Yeah. This is the key here, it's about repeat customers, right? It's
Yes.
about, when I talk to you, earlier offline, you told me, oh yeah, I did this program and I've been doing this program for the last 7 years with the same client. Every year they keep calling me back. And then another one, oh, I know that one, you just mention these things as if it's just normal. It's not normal. It's
Mm,
not, it's really, really hard to
yes.
actually get a repeat customer. What are you doing differently that makes people actually want to come back again and again and again?
Right. It's about again it's about giving value. So the whole
Mm,
idea is to actually observe and deal with the people as they are.
right.
Because just to give you a very simple example, I got one client, a new client. They just came in and she gave me a call. I didn't know her, but when she called me, we connected in a way whereby I could hear from her voice, I could read her voice, and I could know that somehow or another she was having some issues with regards to a HRDF claim, a HRDC claim
Right.
that's there.
Okay.
So instead of just selling her the program and then just say, hey, that's your problem. But I opened up myself to, share with her, hey, maybe you can try this with regards to the HRDC claim. If you have any issues, give me a call,
Mm,
So she called me back a couple of times with regards to the problems that she was having, and I was helping her. Now, as a
right.
training provider, that's not what we are supposed to be doing. Actually, I'm
Mm,
supposed to just provide you with the trainers and provide you the training, and that's it. But I
right.
go the extra mile to actually help
Mm,
her with this, and she builds that confidence, and eventually she had that confidence to, yeah, that's number one on my mind. So if I had training,
mm,
then okay, proactive training is the one that they're willing to go the extra mile to
right.
help us
Right.
as well. So it's not about just being what you are. Like, for example, if you're just a sweeper, if you're just going out with your mindset just to sweep the floor and earn the money, then that's not where you're going. But if you have a
Mm,
mindset to be something different, right? You
mm,
do your job in a way whereby you have a passion to it, you won't be a
right.
sweeper very long. You actually be
Right.
moving up the corporate ladder very fast, and that will build you. Same thing with organizations and companies. If you think that way, then
Yeah.
your company is going somewhere. If not, then you may be a bit of a dinosaur at the end of the day, becoming
Right.
extinct.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you've seen a lot of that happening with
Correct.
with other people, where they just focus on the money or they
All right.
focus on, they're doing it without their heart in it. And you can
Yes.
see that. You can
As I
see.
was sharing just now, when you start chasing,
Mm,
right, there's only so much that you can run. But
mm,
when you stay still
mm-hmm.
and attract, you'll be surprised that there's so much more that you can do. And you can conserve your energy to focus on things that are more important, which is to add value. as opposed to running and chasing for the income. So that's not how it should be. So if I were to give myself some advice when I was younger, that was what I would tell. Because initially when I first started in the career, I was doing a lot of chasing. So I was chasing here, chasing there, trying to do this, trying to do this. But it got tired very easily. However, when I started staying still and started using the attracting methodology, it makes things much better and it works much better as well.
Wow, that's amazing. So again, you had this shift, right? You had this shift.
It's a paradigm shift.
From being
a chaser
to being the honey.
An attractor. Yes.
Yeah, you're the honey now, and all the bees are coming to you.
Correct.
They are being attracted to what you have because of the values that you deliver, or there's something that you deliver. Now, one of the things, what made shift. You change? Yeah, what made you shift?
What made that shift? Actually, it was quite an interesting story. I mean, I was dealing with a couple of clients, and this particular client that we were working with, and we were pushing very hard. We were pushing very hard for them, but it left a very sore taste in their mouth. So unfortunately, things became sour because of we were pushing too hard, and even the person that was in charge was we didn't we had a bit of a fallout, and it wasn't amicable. So, I thought really, I had lost it, but I started reflecting on that. And, after listening to a lot of good speakers and, shifting my paradigm to say, what value am I giving? What am I doing here? Is that I'm just going to chase for money or what? And when I started thinking about values, it actually did a shift, a paradigm shift. It gave me a different perspective. It helped me to see in a different clarity as to what I was doing in our life. And instead of, working so hard, but working smarter and building on, having fun doing what you're doing. And it becomes, instead of just a work, it becomes a calling. So when you have a calling, it actually changes your whole perception. And what happened with that client was interesting. Many years later, he left the organization and he started becoming a trainer. And, I was thinking, hey, this guy is now a trainer. Shall I also get him to become one of our panel? And I was thinking about the bad taste in our mouth, in the past.
You must have been nervous, right?
Yes,
thinking
of course.
like, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe
if I call him and then he'll just reject me and so forth. But I said, no. I mean, we are clear on our values. We are clear on where we are going. And I'm sure we have a lot of things to offer him. So I decided to give him a call, and then we started the relationship again. And today, he is one of our most highest supporters in terms of that. Whenever we call him, he's ready to go. He's in line with our philosophy. And I think it was just a fantastic turnaround.
That's an unbelievable story.
Yeah, it looks, you can actually turn things around if your mindset changes as well. So it's about your mind and how you change your philosophy.
So even right now, right, all the failures that we've had in the past, right, may not necessarily have to predict our future.
Correct. I always say that your failure is a lesson, and it should be taken as that, not as a failure to determine your future. It's a lesson for you to improve yourself so that you can actually have a better future. So if you take failure as a failure, then you'll go into a depressed mode and you will never meet anywhere. So instead of being in what we call a worker mindset or a fixed mindset, we need to move into what we call a passion or a calling mindset, which is a growth mindset to look at that. So when you do that, everything will change in your life.
Yes. Amazing. So you've had a fantastic journey. You're one of the most successful training providers. You've got more than 20 year
more than 20
history
years
with the company. You're absolute veteran and icon in your space. What is the one thing about success that you did not expect?
Actually, there's a lot of things that we didn't expect. So actually, I feel success is something that you cannot plan. You can actually plan to move forward, but success will come without actually you knowing how it's coming. Because if you build for it, it will come on its own. So that's what I believe. It's a manifestation of the things that you do. So what we do is that to foolproof the success, so-called success that comes, is to do your best every day. So without doubt, if you put in enough energy and enough passion and you have help enough people, you'll be surprised that the success will come to you on its own without you chasing it. So it's a manifestation of your strategies and your ideas and your effort to put in. So there's no free lunch in the world.
Yes.
So if you
Yes.
sit down
Yes.
doing nothing, then you won't be able to climb the ladder. So you want to
Yes.
climb the ladder, you need to put in the effort.
Yeah.
You have to move and get that going. So that's the
Right.
whole idea. So
Right.
to put your things right on a daily basis, to do things right on a daily basis will eventually lead to success
Right.
without you
Right.
even doing it. Yeah.
Right. Right. Fantastic. Now, one of the things that you're really famous for is communication skills. That's one of the things that makes you step apart. Even the way you talk, the way you carry yourself, public speaking. I understand you also are MC, master of ceremonies, and stuff
Right.
like that, right? Where did you get all your skills to be this great? Were you born with it?
Basically, never born with it. I was a very
Okay.
much of an introvert
Right.
person.
Right.
So my first job actually was in the housekeeping department in a hotel. So
Right.
that's my hotel
Okay.
industry started from there. So I
Right.
was cleaning toilets basically, and I was very
Right.
happy cleaning toilets because as an introvert, it's just
Right.
me and the toilet and toilet
Right.
menu,
Right.
without needing to meet with guests and so forth. But
Right.
as I climb up the corporate ladder, I
Mhm.
realized something very important, that you can't be just yourself. You need to
Right.
really branch out from where you are and build on the other side as well. So as an introvert, I need
Mhm.
to also look at my extroverted side and to speak with people, to deal with people and so forth. And as you climb up the corporate ladder, the higher
Mm.
you go,
Yeah.
the more you need to deal with people, the
Right.
more you need to present yourself in a different way. So I realized that, and as I climbed up the corporate ladder, I became the assistant general manager of the hotel at the youngest age, at
Fantastic.
about
Wow.
26. I was already
Okay.
assistant GM of hotel.
Right.
So it was a bit of a shift. It was a bit
Mm.
of a shift to look at, what can I do beyond my comfort zone.
Right.
And when I built that, it actually, blasted off as we go up already in the
Right.
corporate world.
Okay.
That's how it
Fantastic.
works. Yeah.
Fantastic. I also understand that you do a lot of community work, and it's part of your motto, right? Part of your
Yes,
values of
it's part
helping
of our
others.
mottos to do
Yeah. Yeah.
community work as well.
You have
We do in the local community within
right.
within our own, even my own housing estate. We're actually
Mhm.
running sort of like what do you call the residence association
Yeah.
here within my religion with the
Right.
Buddhist societies that we
Yeah.
actually run quite a lot of activities there as well.
Fantastic.
And it's also always related back to what I'm doing. Like for example, I do some training for the Buddhist Society to train some of them to speak better as
Mhm.
well, because one of our areas in expertise is in presentation skills.
Right.
So we actually help to train them in terms of presentation and help them to present themselves better as well when
Right.
they're doing their community work.
Right.
So part and parcel of it. So this is part of it. Whatever that you can give back to the
Yes.
community is also equally important as what you are getting from the community. So if you don't give back, your bowl will always be full,
Right.
and then it will not overflow.
Right.
There's no abundance. You are going to be just just enough. But if you start giving back, you'll be surprised that you are going to have abundant coming back to you.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
giver's
Yes.
gain philosophy. So the more you give,
Absolutely.
the more you
Yes.
actually receive back in return.
Right. Right.
That's a karmic effect.
Yes.
as well.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So quickly, your presentation skills. I mean, you're absolute legend in how you present, how you how you can move people to action and get people riled up and motivated, right? Excited. How? What's your secret? Like, what is one thing you can share with the listeners to actually help them to become just a little bit
better
more?
speakers,
Yeah.
better presenters.
Exactly. Yeah.
Actually, there's no big secret. There's actually something that we already know.
Mhm.
The key is to actually read the body language of the audience and to read the audience itself. If you can actually understand them better, you'll be surprised that you can deliver what they actually want to hear and how they want to hear it. Yeah. So for example, if I give you example of politicians. Now, politicians, some of them are very popular, and they can even their philosophy may not be so good, but they can actually get the audience really riled up.
Right.
And what's their secret is they speak the language that the audience will be able to understand. And not only just the language as in language, but
Yeah.
the way that they present their ideas is very audience centric. So if
Right.
you're being audience centric, you'll be surprised that you can connect with the audience better. It's all about the connection. It's not
Right.
about the content only, but it's about the
Right.
connection of how you deliver the content. If you can deliver
Okay.
in a way whereby they can absorb it, then
Right.
you'll be surprised that they can actually relate to you. I have a very simple example when I was doing a program for senior managers. And the same program, I'm delivering it for children. So I was
Right.
doing a program for the Buddhist Association, the kids there.
Yeah.
And it was the same program. But
Right.
when I did it with the kids, I need to readjust it to have it shorter, to have it a bit more fun. I bring in examples like, things that they can relate to, like cartoons and anime and stuff like that. But when I did it with the CEOs, I got to bring in their examples in terms of business and, the politics of the world, geopolitics of the world. Then I use different, but the content is the same. But it's just that ability to adjust it accordingly to the audience.
Right.
That's the whole key.
That's what you said, audience-centric.
Correct. It's about audience-centric. What the audience is. It's not about you as a star. It's about you making them as superstars.
Right.
So you have to put yourself not as a superstar status in front of the stage, but to bring you to be the supporter, to bring them up. And that's the whole idea. If you think that you're going to be up on stage and being the superstar, then you better be a superstar and sing a song, not a teacher or not a presenter. So that's not going to work if you become a superstar on the stage like that. Yeah.
Understood. How interesting. I mean, there's so much of value. I mean, let's just unpack that a little bit. I know we are almost going to wrap up, but just very, very quickly, in terms of, I understand you also worked with, or were you a president of the Toastmasters Club?
Yes, I was president with the Toastmasters organization for a point of time. That was because I've been in Toastmasters for over 23 years, and one of those areas that I was a president, yes.
Okay. So what's one piece of advice for somebody who has to do public speaking, who is really nervous? Most people are very nervous, including me.
Yeah.
Right? So
the first key thing I always start with my participants as well is to ban the word nervousness. So the word nervous itself is nerve-wracking. So you change the word to say, for example, I'm a little excited. Instead of this word, are you nervous? No, I'm just a little excited. It actually changes the concept in your mind already. And if you actually use that enough, you'll be surprised that, hey, yes, I'm just a little excited to share my information and to give my best to my audience. Not nervous. Nervous means it's about me, but a little excited is about the audience. So when you start changing that, it actually changes how you actually handle that particular emotion. So that's one of the key things that's there. Of course, there's other things like, for example, breathing techniques and visualization and so forth. But if you're really keen on those, come over to my class and I'll share with you more.
Oh,
on that,
perfect.
As well, yeah.
We're just wrapping up now, and I want to know how we can join your class.
If you want to come and see us, we are Proactive Training. You can actually go to www.proactivetraining.com.my, or just type in Proactive Training in the Google, and you should be able to see us in one of the top 5 in Google. If you want to see me personally, my name is Fabian Fidelis. You can actually type my name, and I will be able to be on Facebook and Instagram and on LinkedIn, all the major social media. We are there as well. Or you can just contact Indhran, and he'll be able to connect you to us as well. Yeah.
And for sure, your link, I'll put it down in the show notes for the listeners and viewers to connect with you. Thanks again, Fabian.
No
problem. Must have you back on the show.
Happy to have this opportunity to share with your audience. And I'm sure if you actually have added value, it's all about value. So once you actually have value in your life, you can give value to the people, and you'll be okay in organizations or companies or even yourself. Yeah. So have value on a daily basis and give value to others. That's all. Yeah. See you then.
Value.
Value. It's all value.
Take care.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Thank you.